homeschool families, either new, old, or even just thinking about it, welcome back to the channel that's prepping you for fall 2020. During these weeks up until August, we are talking about what we need to do to think about getting ready for homeschooling. So all of those things are in a playlist I'll link here if this is your first time dropping in. But today we're going to talk about juggling multiple grades, because that can be like, oh my gosh, I have an 8th grader and a kindergartner and a toddler. And that is an issue that we all have, and there are solutions to that can help you. So here are my 5 tips on how to help how to balance juggling multiple grades and multiple ages. Let's go. I do talk about this in my free ebook that you can grab until Thursday, the 25th, or the Friday, the 25th of July. That is on Amazon now, so link below. So pause the video, go get it, come back and finish the video, and then later you can get to reading, because that book is just another resource for you for free to help you get started this fall. So let's get started. The first tip for juggling multiple grades is start the morning together. We start with a morning basket. Here's a link to a video that I did about a year ago about what is in our morning basket and why we use it. But this is just a great time where we all start the morning together. If you're religious or spiritual, you can start with prayer, your Bible study, all these things. This is just where you do the activities that the whole family does together. And starting this off together really solidifies your time together as a family. It really helps the day go smoother. It really helps the day go smoother, because once morning basket is done, all the kids, if you have a solid routine in place, know what they need to be doing next. My second tip for juggling multiple ages and grades is spend time with your littles first. So if you have an infant or a toddler, this is mainly for like those toddler ages where they're just kind of extra clingy, spend time with them first. Do their school, read them books, sing them songs, do all these things. This is what I talked about a little bit in that book, so be sure to check that out. But just spending time with them first, filling up their cup first, will help them transition when you start focusing on other kids. They're not going to be as clingy. Make sure they got their snacks, all the things, and then also have a place set up for them while their siblings are getting your attention. The third tip for juggling multiple grades is have the work laid out for your biggers while you're spending time with the younger ones. So every morning, create a routine where they know what to do and when to do it. So like whenever morning basket's done, they're like, not mom, what do I do? Mom. You already have set in place that schedule for them, so that when morning basket's done, they can go. Or you can even start setting them up with a planner so that they write down, the day before what they need to do the next day, so that when it is the next day, they can look and be like, okay, I need to get all this done. That will save you guys so much time knowing what to expect and not having the frustrations of like, I told you 1,000 times what you should be doing. Fourth tip for juggling multiple grades is have set times for each child individually. This happens in large-scale classrooms, when the teacher's checking for reading, and they don't get that much time with each child because there's like 20 or 30. But you may have 4 or 5 or 1 or 2 or 10, it doesn't matter. But set time each day for each child. That way you can offer them help when they need it. When they have questions, when they're doing the individual, independent study, they can write those questions down so that when it's time for you and them to get together, they are ready for those questions and you're ready to answer those questions, or look it up if you guys both don't know. And then you also check their progress. So you're able to track how they're doing every day instead of like all once at the end of the week. Be like, whoa, we should have backed up and worked together on this a while ago. Which those do happen. And that's not something that's bad. It's just if you're on top of it every day, it really helps. It really helps. But don't have that be like, well, I'm just going to play around until she comes to me and then I'll pretend to do the work. That is something that if that is with your child, you'll have to pay attention to and work through together, because your child isn't trying to be a jerk. They are just struggling with organization skills, and those are things that have to be taught or have to be learned. And this is an opportunity for you guys to learn that. The fifth tip for juggling multiple grades is not to overburden your older kids with babysitting duties. So while you're doing this individualized time, it is wonderful if you have children that can play with the little so that they are taken care of, whatever, but don't overburden them. Don't make the older children feel like they're being taken advantage of, because they wouldn't be babysitting in public school and they might end up being resentful for that. So always, if you have children that are focusing on the littles while you are focusing on the other sibling, be sure you tell them how much you appreciate them. Be sure to reward them because they are babysitting. And so that needs to be rewarded or paid. That's something that people get paid for. So be always mindful of how much your elders are watching your youngers, because they shouldn't have to be the mom, they shouldn't have to be the dad, they shouldn't have to be anything other than learners and members of the family. And also remember, this is a bonus tip, that for the first time, if you guys have public school this whole time, this is the first time in forever, if not ever, they are all at home at once working together. And so it is going to be a transition. It's going to be a big change from what they're used to. And be patient with that. Be loving with that. Be compassionate to that, because that is a big difference. That is a big difference. Usually they're with a classroom full of peers that are just their age and they don't have any responsibilities, or they're just trying to, figure out that social network. They're not trying to figure out multiple ages, sharing same spaces, sharing the room, sharing same resources with a kid. One kid may chew on the pencils and the other kid has to use that same pencil, and be mindful of this and find solutions that work if you are having issues with that. This is a wonderful opportunity for you guys to come together as a family, but we do have to realize hiccups happen. This is brand new. Maybe your kid wasn't 100% on board with homeschooling in the first place, and now they're having to do it with the siblings that drive them crazy. So be very empathetic to that and work through that gently. For sure. So fist bump, we got this. I so look forward to seeing y'all again tomorrow, where we will talk about how you are enough to homeschool. Okay, you are enough. So I'll see you then. Bye.